Get my damn wife in here.
Single women keep women single.
Ooh.
Because it's all throughout our culture. Go back to En Vogue when they had that little lead in. What's going on, girl? It's so and so. Oh, you should just leave him. You shouldn't put up with it. Ain't no man worth all that. Ding dong. Oh, I gotta go. That's Kevin. See, when the woman got a man, it's always the single friends that tend to be on the outside telling that what you should and should not accept. But you ask her,
tell my wife to come in here.
Where's your wedding ring and your husband? So you get women who at the 1 minute, I love him because he does everything, but you got a woman in there. Yeah, he's trying to control. Girl, that's what this is. Oh, that's what that is. Oh, that's narcissistic.
Get my wife in here. Get my damn wife in here.
Single women keep women single.
I saw this post on Instagram and it reads, as I quote, I saw this post on Instagram and it says, I've never seen a generation of women who genuinely do not want a woman to like a man at all. The next comment says, but they don't even like women either, LOL. And I really wanted to comment on this because there has been such an uproar of women who are constantly running to the forefront to get other women to be separate from their husbands, to break up relationships. They are trying to be the divisive person in between a man and a woman, like purposely. I have literally seen women go to great lengths to talk about how, you can do better in life when you're not in a relationship with a man, how you are able to be more free, how you can focus on yourself. Like, women are really, it's more than just women keeping women single at this point. It's more than just women who are, defending you if you're going through something. It's way deeper than that. This has gone to a great level of we want to eliminate men indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there's anything that you kind of find attractive, you like about this man, he might be doing things to, be doing the right things with you. There is going to be a group of women somewhere trying to talk you off that ledge. Like, I don't know, girl. Did you see how he did this? Oh, I don't know, girl. He took a little bit too long to text you back. Something might be wrong. Oh, I don't know, girl, because, any man who can't decide, within 2 to 3 business days if he want to marry me, he ain't the one. They love to create these unrealistic expectations. Then you have women who are actually in relationships who are still pushing this narrative to women who are single. Oh, yeah, I'm married. It ain't all cracked up, that you think it's supposed to be. It ain't what you think it is. There are literally women right now on social media who are married, who are on TikTok on the daily complaining about their husbands, and their husbands don't know about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just telling all the business. They start saying things like, he is weaponizing his incompetence. You have women that, created support groups for each other who are literally planning their exit strategies. Telling other women, oh, don't get married. It's a trick. It's a this. It's a plot. And some of these women are just doing it so that they can, have that support of other women. And they don't even believe the things that they're saying. And neither do they come online and tell you the benefits of having a spouse. Why is it that whenever a woman opens her mouth on social media, you have 100 women, thousands of women just flocking to her in her defense? If it is a strong masculine man by this woman's side, y'all got a problem. Y'all would nitpick. He's arrogant. He's this. He's that. He's a problem. Oh, this not gonna last. Oh, y'all gonna get divorced soon. Oh, because, he ain't nobody. Oh, he thinks that he's this. For a woman to actually stand in the gap and say, I love my husband. I respect my relationship. I respect my marriage. You're going to, see in the comment section a full thread of women saying, oh, well, this not gonna last. Oh, well, this never ends well. Men are gonna embarrass us somehow. Let's just get the divorce papers ready, because I
would just tell my girl, hey, watch out for this girl or that girl. But I don't have a problem with them having friends. I think it's important for women to have friends, and it continues to build their character. I'm not trying to stop you or keep you from the water. Right? I want you to be who you are, all that you were made to be. And we just need to communicate back and forth. I don't want to be out there going crazy and chasing women when I'm in a relationship. Then I probably need to get with guys who aren't on that. right? Like, I know the friends that are on that, and we can hang when we hang. But at the same time, it's up to me to be able to say, all right, well, I'll holler at y'all later on when they start to get into the extracurricular activities. And that's what I'm expecting women to do as well, right? Is be grown enough, be able to decipher between someone who's trying to help them and someone who isn't. There's only men and women on the planet. If you guys aren't on the same page, regardless of the fact, they can be led astray, regardless if it's a man or a woman. They're going to be able to, have that accountability for them so that they make the right decision. And then the same thing with me. I get to make the right decisions regardless of what lands on my doorstep, right? I go ahead and I say, hey, this is what I got to do. If I just blame the friends, I'm taking accountability out of her hands. And I'm saying that they're just influencing you. And reality is, there's influence everywhere, especially in the data-driven society with social media. There's influences everywhere that you could draw from. But it's up to you to be able to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go that way. Decide what direction I'm going in. I do want to say that, right? It's a lot of women, especially women friends, it seems that they like to keep them single, especially if they aren't in a relationship themselves. Now, you should be able to get feedback from your friends. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of the times, people are going to ultimately just lean on their friends' side. That just makes sense. A lot of people can't be objective. They can't just sit there and think in a neutral way and say, hey, you know what? You're wrong. And tell their friend they're wrong. Because it's like, what's the point? Some people are jealous, too. They feel like, hey, if you're not in a relationship, we could have more time together as a friend. We could spend more time. And if you find yourself going to your friend more than your partner or your spouse to talk about your problems, then you have a problem. A lot of women, it's to their benefit to constantly bash men. And that's, like I said, that's why a lot of men are coming out and speaking about this, because this is the way they kind of galvanize other women. Like she was just saying, they get to galvanize other women and get them to join them in their endless pursuit to bash men. We hear women talk all the time about how men ain't shit, men need to step up, but it's just a vast contingency of women who constantly put down men and try to lower the value constantly, and we know why this is. I'm not going to react to the whole video, but shout out to Reva TV. Go ahead and pay her a visit. If you're not already, subscribe to her channel. She has a lot of great content about these subjects, and a lot of times, as you could tell, I react to a lot of women as well and their opinions on other women, because a lot of times they're sick of hearing it as well. They're sick of hearing the bashing of men, and then the full-scale inability to be held accountable. But a lot of these women swear that there's no men who are faithful. There are no competent men. There are no men on their level. There are no men worth a damn. And this has to stop.
Stayed in a marriage for 23 years and built up a family and my ex's career and everything, and we literally just got to where it was supposed to be everything we dreamed of. Like, owned a company, making almost $1 million, and that was my breaking point, and I left it all. And I'm not a person that is about money. I've kind of been in mourning of the, like, oh my gosh, like, I gave it all up. Everything was around my family. So when I chose to leave, I gave it all up, like, all up. I had no clue that the worst was yet to come in the 1 year of separation. And so it's weird, because I find that I just thought today for a split second, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I thought, I should have just stayed. It wasn't that bad. Like, you made it 23 years. You made 26 years total. Your kids are like college, and one's almost out of high school. Like, you made it. Like, it didn't matter at this point. They can do their own separate life and all that. You made it to the point where you guys were making so much money, and you had big houses, and you could do whatever you want, and you can relax. And I literally just called my friend and was like freaking out, because like I'm the biggest person that keeps in back. Like, I'm terrified. I don't have 401k. My counsel did not have my back. I was so traumatized when I got out, and then terrorized for the next year that I couldn't even think straight to help the people that wanted to help me, and the people I entrusted to help me didn't help me. And there's just timelines that you can't stop. And so it is what it is. And, you know, I'm 47 years old. It's not like I'm 25. I'm healthy, kind of. I have an autoimmune disease, which means it's life-threatening for the rest of my life. You know, things can change. But it's not like I'm an invalid and can't do anything for myself. But it is terrifying. Like, I could have stayed. I'm so mad that I think this way. I could have stayed. My life would have been so much easier. I could have just gone and done whatever I wanted, kind of. I mean, I say that, and then I think as I say that, I'm like, but you couldn't. It's like so weird that my brain thinks that way. And I called my girlfriend and I told her, it's like, I probably should have just stayed. I should have just stayed. It wasn't that bad. And she just started, she's like, Jenna, what are you talking about? Like, literally. And then I just keep thinking, I'm like, but I had a huge house and all my bills were paid for, and I never had to think how they were going to get paid. My grass was cut, well, not the last year of separation. But you know what I mean? All the basic things that keep the image up. And I gave up my entire image that I was trained to have for my family for 23 years. Like, I was the stay-at-home mom, and I made the image of we were the perfect family. I have beautiful children. They were dressed right. They, you know, did top sports like cheer and football and went to all that stuff. And I was, you know, the cheer mom and, you know, did all that stuff and then did photography on the side just to make money, to make ends meet while he built his career up. And I stayed long enough to just give it all up when it was like right there. And I'm so mad at myself because I'm not this way. I don't think this way. But it is hard to be a single female when you're 47, when your kids are out. It's not like I have little kids. I always say, if I had little kids, this would be not even a question, because that instinct comes in. I have to, my kids, you know, I got little kids. I got to get them up for school. I got to get them to here. I got to get them to there. I got to go to work. I got to do that. I don't have that. I'm literally at home. The worst time of my day is after the gym at night when the house is quiet and silent and I just am in my thoughts. And it's so hard. Like, I'm my own boss. If I don't go to work, if I get sick, nothing happens. And my Jenna photography would just crumble. And I love what I do. I have a passion for it. I love it. But I'm in my head. Like, I'm literally in my head. And I'm booking shoots and I'm doing amazing. I'm so excited. But every time I think future and long run, I freak out. Because my future was right there. Like, it was solidified. Like, I was comfortable for the rest of my life. Maybe not mentally in my relationship, but financially I was fine. And I gave it all up to be happy. Maybe I should have just stayed. It was like stable in every other area but that. Like, is my mental health really that important? And then my friends remind me, they're like, yes, like you're just in that crazy in-between stage. And I'm trying to work through it. I'm trying to work through the process. But it's terrifying. It's terrifying to start over at 47.
Who am I to say when it's time for your relationship to end or for you to move forward and split up? So that's why a lot of times if any of my friends or anybody came to me and said, hey, you know, I'm having trouble with my girl or I'm having trouble with my partner, I would always err on the side of caution and try to talk them into thinking deeper about it, sticking it out, right? Is what I would really err on the side of, because at the end of the day, every relationship, I don't care what it is, every relationship has its ups and downs. Every relationship has its ebbs and flows. And there are going to be times where you feel like you're not getting what you give reciprocated back to you. But the best relationships you could even think about has its frustrating moments where you don't know what to do. You want to punch a wall. You want to go out and walk the lake, walk the pond, walk the river, get your thoughts about yourself, think about the bigger picture, not just think about what you're feeling at the time. And I think, especially women being emotional creatures, there'll be a time where they just stew in their emotions and they're upset at something. And they have to think, well, is that a big thing? Is that a big issue? Are these issues something that you can't work through. The ego is a big deal, right? And again, there's a fine line between trying to work through situations, communicating what you want in a relationship for you to move forward, for you to be happy, for you to see progress in the relationship, how you deem it, how you deem necessary. Again, a lot of times we got to step back, and this is true with anything, business. But that's why I say, like, when you're dealing with friends, and this is what this is about as well, right? She was talking to her friend, and chances are her friends told her, hey, no, you could do better. You know, when she tried to double back and say, you know what, it's not that big of a deal, a lot of your friends will still be stuck on what you told them before. Meanwhile, she's trying to, you know, turn the page, and she's trying to go forward, and she's trying to progress, and she's trying to say, you know what, it's not as bad as I thought it was. She just needed a friend to talk to try to unload some of that frustration, right? And maybe seek some kind of counseling, seek some kind of feedback. Maybe just wants to, you know, someone to tell them, hey, it's going to be okay. And they went, you know, and maybe her friends could share experiences that they went through that were frustrating, but they got over, and now it's better than ever, right? And some people just want to see the light at the end of the tunnel when they're going through a dark phase. A lot of times it's up to you, if you're going to someone and you're seeking counsel and you want someone to give you feedback about something you're going through, to choose who you do that with wisely, if you do that at all. But I know we all human. We need some kind of reassurance sometimes, and some kind of support system, especially as women. You know, I totally understand that. So if you're going to go do that, you got to do it with someone who's mature enough, who has your best interest at heart, that understands preferably they'll be in a relationship, long-term relationship like yourself, and they realize the ups and downs that go into it. A lot of people don't really understand that. So that's why you need friends that's going to say, you know what, stick it out. Stick to it. You work so hard for it this long. Stay the course. Really only want to leave unless there's like a real big deal in terms of like abuse, or, you know, you really just feel like, you know what, I've tried, and I just can't get what I need to have. And what you need to have, you got to see, well, is that a big deal? Is that the biggest deal? Because yeah, you go back in the marketplace, in the dating marketplace, this lady, she's 47. You heard her say that she was taken care of. For the most part, she was taken care of. She was working at home, and she could even do her business on the side while she tended to the kids and tended to the home. And the man was basically carrying the career aspect and doing well. Right, and then she left when it, you know, right when it was really popping off, really about to take to a next level. You're not hearing all the details. You don't know if there's a guy involved, another guy involved, maybe, who probably giving her attention. Maybe she realized, maybe she thought that she wasn't getting attention at home. He was working a lot. You got to realize that, hey, maybe your man is not going to be able to give you the type of attention that you would want to have, or you think that you deserve. Like, a lot of guys just get a red flag from this, right? From a lot of women. It's like, damn, I could do my job. I could do my job as a husband or as a boyfriend, and it's that one thing I don't do that you get hung up on, and now you unhappy. Now you want to leave, and then it takes for you to leave. We get separated. You live in your home, I live in my home now. We go our separate ways, and now you understand my value. Now you understand what I brought to the table. Now you understand that you had a secure home, and you didn't really have to deal with too many different things, and you had a man come in, a warm man to lay with. You had a family that you could look forward to coming home and spending time with. Yeah, it's not always the greatest. Yeah, you get frustrated sometimes, but that's your family. That's the family that you have. That's your nucleus. That's something that you could look forward to coming home with. That's your purpose in life. And now you just threw it all away because of your feelings. Short-term feelings at that. So I just want a lot of women out there, man. You got a lot of women out there that's divorcing and leaving their men, looking for greener pastures, thinking that what one man won't do, another man will. And I'm telling you, you're seeing a lot of examples that destroys that line of thinking. But let me know what y'all think. That's me signing out. Bang on that like button. Like, subscribe, share. Helps our channel grow. Happy holidays. And until next time, be easy. Gone.